Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm so happy to present our next speaker, Hiral Dave, a founder and CEO and a passionate leader with over 2 decades of experience in software consulting, architecture, and training. She's a board member of the ISAQB, and today she's going to take us on a fascinating journey across industrial revolutions from the 18th century to Industry 5.0, and how these global shifts have impacted and continue to reshape the software development lifecycle. Everyone, please welcome Hiral Dave. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you for the warm introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you have joined. I'm glad to have you here. Today, we are going to discuss about industrial revolutions, what they are, when all that happened, and what kind of change they have brought. And being a software professional, yes, I would like to discuss with you about what the impact it has left, not on the software development lifecycle, but rather I would say software process. Now, you must be thinking, why this topic? Why are we discussing industrial revolutions in the testing summit? And my answer to that would be, being a software professional, I have been always passionate to know about the processes, the standards which are there in the industry and which would probably impact the way we function. And that is where industrial revolution was one such topic which I touched and I found it interesting. So I'm going to share what all I have read, what all I have understood, and what my opinion is that how it impacts the software world. So to start with, let us see what are industrial revolutions. So far, world has witnessed 4 industrial revolutions. Most of you probably might be aware if you are coming from the manufacturing industry background. And these revolutions started early in the 18th century, and till date, we are in that journey. So more or less all these industrial revolutions which we have seen, they have brought some or other way ease in the life of we human beings. They have significantly reshaped the society. And I would say that they have brought a path toward progressive tomorrow. They have impacted industry, technology, economy. They have also transformed, the way the manual things are now more automated. They have bring the advancement in the efficiency, accuracy, and productivity. If I talk about the first generation of industrial revolution, they brought in the steam power. So, we moved toward urbanization at that time. Now, it took for us a while to bring the industry revolution 2.0, where there was mass production, there were assembly lines, the electric power became more successful, the telecommunications became more successful. So the production increased, the consumption increased when the industry 2.0 came. Till then, we were good as software professionals because we were not there in the scenario. But when it came to Industry 3.0, the world was introduced to computers, it was introduced to internet, and then certainly we started moving towards automation. So from third generation, the Industry 3.0, from 20th century, we are very much there, seen for all these revolutions, and we are being impacted as well. The fourth generation is a profound one, which brought a major change with, data dominant situations, advanced technologies, everything going under automation, and somewhere, we just became more machine oriented. So that is where Industry 5.0 came into picture. And I am going to speak more about Industry 5.0, which is very new, still evolving. But yes, it does make impact to us as software professionals. So what is Industry 5.0? 4.0 was a manufacturing industries with tech-driven software industry. So it was a kind of bond between the manufacturing industries and the tech, if they were more tech-driven. But 5.0 is something which is tech-driven solution, but they are more value-driven. They are more value-oriented. Everybody today is talking about value orientation, whether it is the project management, whether it is software architecture, or whether the way we are handling the software development. Value-driven solutions are something which are very, very important to us. So, we can say that Industry 5.0 that represents the next phase of industrial evolution. Rather than revolution, I will say it is evolution. And why it is so? So let us see that, when I say evolution, it is an extension to 4.0. So it is a concept that came into existence as a paradigm shift that aims to create a more resilient, human-centric, and more, which ecosystem that values the collaboration of humans and machines. That is what Industry 5.0 is bringing to us. Now, you must be thinking that why I'm talking and how is it related to software industry and software development lifecycle. So in a while, we are going to see how it connects to us. But the overall goal which it has is to find the right balance between the machines and the human. The aim is to build a closer relationship between the human beings and the technology by enhancing the capabilities on both the sides, right? Now, when we say human-centric, why it was thought that it has to be human-centric? People started thinking that more automation has come into place, and so they are going to lose their jobs. There was a fear factor. On the other ground, there were a lot of issues like pandemic, the natural calamities, the geopolitical changes which happened, and at that time, a lot of companies had to shut down, or maybe there was no way out that they can, recover from the loss which has happened. That is the reason. If you see between 1.0 and 4.0, it took a very long time, wherein from 4.0, immediately after, within few hours, for a few years, 5.0 was found out. And that was with the three core values, which is human-centric approach, sustainability, and resilience. These are the three core factors behind Industry 5.0. Now, when we say human-centric approach, what does it mean? Human-centric approach in the sense we are going to set up more collaborative environment in the industries, be it a manufacturing industry like chemical or automotive sector or power sector, energy sector, petroleum. All these industries, they are going to have a setup of a collaborative environment where humans and machines are going to interact with each other. We are going to enhance the human capabilities rather than replacing. So, their cognitive, we would say that their cognitive power will be utilized along with the machineries doing some automated, repetitive work, which is automated. When we talk about sustainability, there is a lot of carbon footprint. We are soon going to see which are the technologies which are prominent for Industry 5.0. So in that case, a lot of carbon footprint have increased. So sustainability, minimizing the environmental impacts, also becomes a very, very important thing as when we think of designing a software. The resilient part, recovery from the failures, safety, cybersecurity. These all things are very, very important in today's world, which is data managed. We just discussed that 4.0 was more data dominant and 5.0 is an evolution to that. So even the resilient part becomes very, very important. Having said this is the reason Industry 5.0 came into picture. Lot of research work is going on, the discussions are going on, we are expecting a lot new things to come up for 5.0. But yes, today it is there. The developed countries, they have started thinking towards 5.0. Developing countries are still implementing 4.0, but that day is not far when 5.0 would be very important for developing countries as well. So now let us see that these will be the impacted areas. So from tech point of view, now we are saying that we are software developers, we are software professionals, whether it is a tester or a developer or an architect or a designer. For us, technical view is something which will be very, very important. And as a result, I would like to, bring to notice for everyone that when it comes to tech areas, pardon me, I think there is some technical glitch because of which my slides are moving very fast, but we will try to control that. So this is technology, that's where even human intervention is important. So when we talk about tech view, people will start moving from predictive to preemptive approach. There will be more focus on ergonomics when I talk about 5.0. Not that technology is not there, it is going to come, it is there, but it is a kind of evolution which we are expecting, and we have to be prepared for that. There will be more human cyber physical systems. When I talk about sustainability, green software, green data centers, use of renewable energy, writing softwares in a way that they handle the data very well, they handle the algorithms in a way that green software development is taken care of, is something which would be under technical aspect of sustainability. When we say resilience, ethical practices for security, safety, flexibility, data integrity, all this would be part of the resilient section or a core value of Industry 5.0. So then what are the technologies which will be very important for us? The technologies would be AI and machine learning, big data, IoT, digital twins, automation, augmented reality, cobots, exoskeletons, smart watches, smartphones, smart televisions, all these things will be very, very, very important and will be playing a pivotal role. But with all this technology, what important for we software developers is any sort of application we develop, it has to think about human-centric approach, sustainability, and resilience. So that is what is the core thing which I want to discuss with all of you today. And that is where I went to industry experts, and I asked them, I raised a couple of questions, and I wanted to know from them that, are we really in just the world of 4.0? Has 5.0 come? Is this going to impact us? And that's where I raised a couple of questions, and let me take you through the answers that I have received. So one of the digital twin expert who operates from a small part of Germany, I asked him that, do you see any change coming to the way we write software architects, the way we software architects function, the way we write the softwares? Do you see any change coming there? So, he has wonderfully mentioned that with the IT and OT combination, yes, it's a very good thing, but a lot of complexity has come. So this complexity would definitely need a human-centric approach, a person who can, bring a solution to that. I was very much impressed when he said that knowledge about how to build, run, and maintain the internal structures. What are those structures? It's a combined, joint efforts of a business analyst and a software architect. He said digital twin is going to be a next big thing, and it is going to be the building block for Industry 5.0. Demand for the software is drastically or dramatically going to be increasing, as well as it is going to be cheaper. So that gave me a hope that yes, we are moving towards 5.0, and we are going to bring that more sustainable, resilient, and human-centric approach to the way we are writing the software. Another question which I asked him was, can you give me, how it has impacted? So the wonderful answer came was that if we are moving toward Industry 5.0, and if we are developing the software keeping the core values of 5.0 in mind, definitely the quality is going to be better by a factor of 10 to 20. Productivity is going to be better by a factor of 3 to 5. And the fear, but what people have that they are going to lose their jobs, will not be there, because upscaling and a reskilling of those people is something which we all should be thinking about, because this is a wave which is coming towards us, and we have to be alert and ready to embrace that, because it is bringing something good to our society. So very, very interesting thing he has mentioned, that sustainability for sure if you are going with a digital twin technology. Let me show you one example over here. This is a human cyber physical system, which is these are the wind turbine. There is a digital twin of this wind turbine. And of course, see, we as a software professional, I see my role over here. When the human intelligence will come into picture, when the human machine interface will come into picture, as a professional, I need to design the software or the application in such a way that a person who is working from the floor or away from the shop floor is able to depict what is happening in this wind turbine, right? So the way we have written the software so far, input, process, output, is definitely going to change, and there are a lot many parameters which we have to take care of. So this is one such example. And it's the mixture of artificial intelligence, internet of the things, and the digital twin is going to see, is there any rusting on the wind turbine, any failure is there, that is simulated in the twin. And the solution is maybe taken by someone who is sitting maybe far away, just monitoring on the screen that what is happening at a remote place. Same way, I asked someone from the construction industry who is a lead in the Asian market. And same way, he also said that, yes, we do have a fear of losing the job, but the manpower is less in the areas where we operate. So we do need automation, but automation is not going to help us all alone. We need a human intervention. So very good example of a mass excavation I just want to show, which he shared with me. And very interesting thing that here a person is on a field. Let me just play a short video.
クワッドアクセル自動運転技術です。最適化された施工計画とその計画を
These are the machines. If you see it, they are driverless machines. So yes, machine is playing the role. But when we see here, there are people sitting in a remote place monitoring it. This is a person who is on the site and giving the information if anything goes wrong here on the site. And the people sitting in the monitoring cabin, they are going to put the things in the digital twin, figure out what is the issue, and then send the solution to this person. So before any anomaly happens, before any failure happens, this working together cobot system is going to solve it out. So this is the kind of readiness people are having for Industry 5.0. Same way, I asked someone who is from a very pure software background, and he is a DevOps expert. So when I asked him that, where do you see sustainability and resilience if Industry 5.0 comes up, what do you think? So he gave a very good example that, in the interest of time, I might not play the video, but what he mentioned in the video is that he was developing a mobile application for a conference, and he was supposed to take the decision that which kind of architecture I should go for. And of course, this human-centric resilience and sustainability thing came into his mind, and he said, I went for serverless because it will help me out to scale the things also when the number of members working on that conference site increases, and when they are not more, I can scale down. So I am taking care of that. Less servers, with the less servers, I'm getting my work done. And if there is any failure, I can easily handle it. So it's a win-win situation. That is what he mentioned in his reply.
I've designed an architecture.
So I will hear it for a while. And then there is another person who is a digital transformation leader. And when I asked him that, how do you look technology driving humans and human leveraging technology? So he said, future is both of them working together. So let's hear to what he has to say.
My thought process here is that it won't be either way. It would always be a balance. Let's take the case of the autonomous cars. Here it's an example of technology driving humans, literally, so as to say, autonomous car taking people around the cities. But are we talking about a future when, the human race will just stop to drive cars? Do we really want that kind of a future where, we want to take this driving skill away from our next generation? No. We want a perfect balance wherein the strata of society that is not in a position for some reason to drive the car themselves, people who are physically challenged or disabled or old people, for them this could be a boon. But at the same time, we also want a section of the society to hone their cognitive skills, to build application and system which can give us better car, which are actually driven by humans. My thought process here.
So, see, here, all of these leaders with whom I talk, all of these tech experts with whom I talk, they said, yes, 5.0 is coming. We are having the various technologies. There are certain parameters which we have to see. And we saw the importance of the knowledge of Industry 5.0, why it is so much relevant. These all are the techies, and it's coming from them. So, it would really help all of us to grow, not only us, all the industries to grow. So now, let us see, this is one more example. Let us see that why we are, in the software industry talking about it. So software industry, as I just mentioned that, starting from the morning, our coffee machine or washing machine or whatever we say, the cars, what we drive, everywhere software is an integral part. And we software professionals, we give the tech-driven solutions. But now, after going through this whole Industry 5.0 thing, I sit back and ask question to myself that can I operate only with the knowledge of software development that I have or the software management I have, or there is much more what I should be aware about. And so let us see what we do. We regardless of any software that we develop, we software professionals go through this whole software engineering process. So whether it is AI driven application or whether it is IoT based application or whether it is our normal e-commerce, communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment, for sure we are going to follow. No matter we are having an agile methodology, a waterfall, a V model, or a spiral mode, whatever way we are using, but these are the 5 things we are definitely going to go through in its own individual capacity. Now, having said this, I might not touch base each and every part of it, but you are the quality people, this is a testing summit. So I will bring to your notice few things which you should consider now going forward after this session, if you feel like. And I, as a software architect, I do read those things which I am going to share with you next. So what are the few considerations? In general, I truly believe in ISO standards. For each and every such revolutions that has happened, there are people who have worked on the standards which are important for us to consider. If I take you through ISO 25010, that would be the first standard as an architect I would be following, and I believe that is important for you also as a testing whole community. But for me, if I say Industry 5.0, out of the 9 categories which are there in 25010, safety and the security measures, how I should consider when I am writing my architecture makes a lot of importance before I give actually the building blocks or the design of any particular software. If my software, for which I have to write my architecture, is a cyber physically controlled smart machine, then probably, yes, I will look at 2374704 before I actually start working on it or giving any decisions, any architectural decisions on it. And that would apply to you also. How it would apply? The way you write your test cases, the way you decide your testing sequence, the way you plan your integration testing, all this would get impacted when you are making softwares which are utilizing the technologies which we discussed about, and where you also have to think about a human-centric, sustainable, and resilient approach. So for you, probably also these standards are important to refer. If we are saying human-centric, then what does it matter? It is about whether this application is going to be used by a single hand, or somebody is going to operate with using both the hands. This is one thing we can think of on the shop floor. What is going to happen? What kind of font size is required? So all this will, because it is a human and a machine interaction which is going to happen. So your safety concerns are very, very important. It has to be so visible to these to the workers or the operator that they can easily work together. So the whole 9241 series of human-centric approach, ISO standard for robotics, for intelligence, for enabling, executing, and assessing human-centered design. Human-centered design is going to be very important for us in near future. And so learning 9241 series would be important before you actually start doing any testing plan. When it comes to resilience and safety and security, enhancing the cyber security is something which we should be working on. Some standards, knowledge of the policies, some standards like 27001 and 27002, they have a very, very clear definition of how the softwares, what should be considered in the software design or development when it comes to cybersecurity. I will just give you a recent, there is a recent example. I do a lot of workshops on software architecture, and one of my participants has his own accounting software. He was a product owner, and he was not aware of DPDPA. It is something like GDPR in Europe. Similar, it is DPDPA in India, which is newly launched. In 2023, the conception was initiated, and then 2024, it has come into application. But still, it has not reached that much to the end user or the end customer. So he was surprised, and he felt so good that he attended the training. Now he has done that compliance for his software, and the customers are very happy about it. So you understand that there was no license kind of agreement for DPDPA, which was there when his software was being deployed, but now that is in place. So this knowledge of new things coming up with the industrial revolution helped him to make his product more robust. When it comes to AI, any AI applications, if you are developing or testing, the 42001 standard is something which helps you do the management of the artificial intelligence systems. And likewise, there are a lot of standards for safety requirements and industrial robots also. In near future, EU Commission is discussing a lot, and we can expect new policies, new test labs, new development labs, new simulation labs coming up. So the whole scenario of softwares being the way they are being developed, the way they are, I would say, being designed, developed, tested, is going to get impacted with this all things coming into picture. For sustainability, 14000 family is something which I would recommend people to read. And recently I came across the 6 principles of sustainability for software engineering, very clearly for software engineering. And then I came to know, software carbon intensity is something which I should be aware of when I am designing my softwares, when I am coding my softwares, when I am testing my softwares. So one should know what is carbon efficiency. It's not only about having data centers. We just say green software, green data centers. What does that mean? That knowledge will come when we go through, all these metrics, when we do some study about all these metrics. So as far as sustainability is concerned, knowledge and metrics awareness would be very, very important for us. In fact, after going through that 6 principles, I have decided, how frequently I will start my laptop, or when will I stop it. So that awareness came after reading through it, that what do we do when we keep our laptops on for all the time? What happens when we have written very heavy algorithms for our machine learning? What happens when those algorithms, the models which are created, are quite heavy? So all these considerations comes into picture when we think about carbon efficiency, energy efficiency, hardware efficiency, and we are aware about the measurements which are important. There are framework, of course. I have kept here 4.0 because 5.0 is in an evolving stage. As I said, new policies, new methodologies are going to come, but 4.0 framework is there. So awareness about that would be of great help when it comes to software development lifecycle. And at the end, I will say, of course, there are some best practices for digital twinning, IoT, cloud computing. On and on, we are trying to achieve a balance between the environment, society, economical consideration, technology, without compromising on the standards of or the kind of softwares we want to develop. So then what we as software professional can do? So we are the tech pillars. Maybe it's a designer, tester, architect, manager, technical manager. We are pillars, so we should be mindful, we should be well aware, we should adapt, evolve. How can we do that? Like I said, I got the chance to study all this which I presented you, and it was so good to know that how many things can impact the way we are designing architectures or the way we are writing our softwares. So enhancing our research, focusing on the standards and policies, being aware of it, not only upscaling ourselves, upscaling or rescaling the people who are there in the industry. Maybe they are not so technical people, but considering their knowledge area, helping them elevate their knowledge is important, and spreading awareness. I am right now in a mode of spreading awareness about what is 5.0 and why it is important to us as a software professional. So like the way all this, by using all this, we can support various industries to scale at a large level. And in recent past, I read a lot of reports here in India as well as in Europe and other parts of the globe that around more than 50% of the industries have started moving towards this, because they were already, their large scale industries, they were having 4.0 implementations in place, and now they have started moving towards 5.0. And 93% of the CEOs of companies here in India, they were really ready to move towards this. But the biggest challenge here is they need people who can help them scaling up this whole 4.0 to 5.0. They need people like us who are aware about how to go to the next level. There are very few companies who are guiding out, but yeah, there is a lot of scope where the research can be done. There is a lot of work coming up when we move towards Industry 5.0. Another way how we can enhance ourselves or enhance our knowledge is we can go for some certificates. These are not so new certificates, but yeah, they are human-centric certifications on the technologies, and they are well mentioned on the EU Commission website. You can go through that. You being from the quality area, testing area, you can go for certified tester, test automation engineer certification, because there is a lot of automation which are going to happen. So how do you combine your manual and automated testing would be a learning curve for many of you who have worked on a traditional testing environment of e-commerce. There are certificates on ergonom, on IoT. How can you write a human-centered design? People like me can see Luma. Yes, there will be more in the market, but this is what I am aware of and sharing with you. I am a ISAQB certified trainer and a training provider for software architecture training. So at ISAQB also we contribute towards this kind of new revolutions or new things coming. And for sustainability, yes, there is a how to write a green software or how to develop a resource efficient application. We do have a certification for that. It's advanced level certification on sustainability. And for AI, if somebody is interested, there is a certification on software architecture for AI systems. So yeah, at the end, I would like to say that together we all can go to a next level. We can embrace that this new change coming up, which is for the betterment of the society. Industrial revolutions have always happened for the betterment of the society. And so let's take a step towards that path. There are a few references which I took, some papers which I read for this presentation, and here are the references. I thank all of you. And so this was from Hiral. I already told that I am ISCQB certified trainer and a training provider. I am associated also with PMI, and I work as a vice president for one portfolio at a local chapter. And on a South Asia level, I chair the Women Engagement Committee. And we are also, so these all Industry 5.0 is not, we talked about software world, but there is another thing called management, and there also this talk is going on. So it's an amalgam, it's a merger of both the worlds, and I enjoy talking about it. So feel free to connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter. You can visit my company website, write to me. I'll be more than happy to discuss about this topic. Lastly, I thank all of you to be here. I'm sorry for the technical glitch of the presentation slides moving quite fast for a while, but that happens. It's at the end of the technology, and a human can cover it, that we did. I thank A4Q Testing Summit team for giving me this opportunity to present this topic. ISQI team, always a pleasure, and you have been always very supportive of all the things. And thank you to all of you sitting here for listening to me and being here with me. Thank you. Over to you, Elena.
Thank you so much. It was so interesting, especially because I feel like Industry 5.0 is such a buzzword, but you gave such a great overview. So thank you so much for that. We want to go a little bit into just talking about what you just talked about, and we prepared some questions. So I'm really interested to know if the industry are willing to change, to have this change, especially when it comes to sustainability. You just said it at the end that you're also certified in that area when it comes to their business goals. So are people willing to make those changes at the moment?
Yes, Elena. There is a recent report. That was a summit of all the top company CEOs here in India. And why I'm talking more about India, because we are still at Industry 4.0, right? 5.0, we have started talking about, exploring about. There is still an area where first we need to bring 4.0, and then because it's an evolution, only then we can go. Surprisingly, I just mentioned 93% of the CEOs who were interviewed, they said we are ready. We want to do this. But yes, where is the challenge coming? When they want to go for it, first thing is the knowledge, the awareness, the people who can help them do this. Right. And that is where, because at the end of the day, software is definitely going to come into picture. If they want to give AI solution, if they want to do machine learning, if they want to do predictive analytics, preemptive analytics, they want to work on cybersecurity, yes, software professionals are required. And so they need this kind of skillful people who are aware what is this 5.0 all about, and help them scale. So right. There is a great potential of knowledge gaining and then sharing as far as 5.0 is concerned. Yes.
So I feel like the way you talked about it, every software professional should have that knowledge about industrial revolutions, in the sense of how you presented it. Why do you think, or do you think enough people know about it and try to educate themselves on it, or is there still a gap that needs to be closed?
No, there is a gap which needs to be closed. because I conducted a LinkedIn poll. I like to talk about this topic. So in November, I was there in Berlin for the software architecture gathering, and I gave a talk about the same topic. And then I saw that during that time I took a poll, and there were software professionals. So LinkedIn poll is open to all, right?
Yeah.
On the open platform. So when I said, are you aware of 5.0? So they were like, not really, almost 60% said no, we are not aware. And then I asked them a question that, do you think we will be impacted as software professional? So of course the answer was, we don't think so,
Yeah.
So this is the kind of answers I received, and there is a gap. People, because as I said, there are new policies going to come, there are new things also going to come, and I am not sure how many of them follow this ISO things. There was a lot when I read. It just changed the way I look at how I write software architecture. Right. So yes, there is a need that more awareness should be. And I think recently in the SQ magazine, which is there was it was all about, the May edition was all about 5.0, right? So I think more that kind of awareness needs to be brought in.
Yeah, and it goes hand in hand with the lifelong learning that we should all do. You talked about certification, so that's an important topic. Thank you so much for being here today. It was so interesting to hear more about Industry 5.0. Please, for everyone watching, don't forget to go and vote on the A4Q Testing Summit website. And I hope I'll see you next year, because it was such an interesting topic, and I can't wait to learn more and hear more. And for everyone else, I hope you'll join our other very interesting talks. And Hiral, for you, I hope you have a great day, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Elena. And bye-bye.
Software testers. Move beyond theory and master testing with the AI-powered ISTQB add-on practical tester by A4Q program. The ISTQB add-on practical tester by A4Q equips you with the theoretical skills and practical competence to truly excel. Learn how to apply black box testing like a pro. Estimate accurately, write flawless defect reports, and catch issues early. The ISTQB add-on practical tester by A4Q complements your ISTQB certification by turning knowledge into powerful action. Visit our website and find out more information.